Hey, good afternoon. It's Jeff here. It's Friday after the close. Just want to run through the charts here and talk about the action today and what it means and kind of follow through from yesterday. December corn of this old crop here is down 4. Uh, Fairly significant close since we closed below this low back here in September. Uh, I know it's just 4 cents, but we got this falling wedge happening here. All the way from here, you got this trend line going down, and this is looking like it's going to trail down into here. If not, go ahead and break it and fall. And what we can't do is let that go and just try to hold on forever. Our suggestion is, since we closed below here, dump the old crop and look to reown, in March calls after we see some action that says we need to reown that at some point. That is not today. So let's keep watching this, but we suggest selling the old crop corn, look to reown at a later time. So because what can happen is if you look at these factors here, your first target's 452. If we break, these trend lines, next is 440, and if it gets out of hand, it can come down here in the low fours. So you can't let that happen. Pretty much, you have to be hedged or sold at that point. So if you have any questions how to do that, let us know. What's that mean on 24 crop? 24 wasn't as bad. It was only down 2, but there again, uh, if you look at this trend line from back here in May, all the way through here, it connects a lot of dots through here. This is about the first significant close below it. And if you come off this trend line, it's below our hedge line. So that's a key factor. If you do the fib numbers from this high, it's you're starting to get to 487. If you start breaking these lows, over here and like over here, and then you get into the 480 area, and it can go lower. And as Tim talked about, yesterday on the big carryouts, how do we fix that number? So the only way to do it is either by demand on exports or by cutting acres. And probably the easiest way to do that is lower prices, right? So that'll bring maybe export numbers back in line and also lower some acreage. So that might fix itself. So who knows where that number is at this point, what corn needs to go to fix that large carryout number that we might have been talking about yesterday. So our belief is it has to go lower. Not saying it can't, but we do know that if we're hedging corn right here at 5 to 505, we know we're wrong. We're wrong in 520 or 530 region, 525 region. If we don't hedge this and we're wrong, I mean, what number's coming into play? I mean, if it gets really out of hand, low fours. So it's pretty easy for us to say, hey, our hedge line's only 9 cents away, 10 cents. If we want to hold it to 520, it's only 14 cents. That's a lot better risk reward here on a hedge for 24 corn than just hoping it runs back up here with that large carryout number that we talked about. So that's our thoughts. If you have any questions on how to do that, please reach out. There are ways to do that with either selling futures, going to a third party and having them do it HTAs, and look to reown with some calls later if it does bust to the lower side. So please reach out and give us a call if you have questions. Kansas City wheat, not much to talk about. It was down 7. Uh, pretty much this bar is in control from the big up day on Wednesday. So not much to talk about there. I just kind of keep watch and got to own it above here and probably sell it below there. So fairly easy at this point just to sit and watch that one a little bit. But if corn breaks lower, probably not going to be a good sign for wheat either. So uh, here's the January soybean chart. It's holding our line, which is good. Uh, So I'd probably just sit with the old crop corn at this moment, and we can see what happens. We're not very far away, so I mean, if you're not willing to give that up and you want to sell it and maybe just look to reown it if it breaks up, I have no argument there either. So you can always go out to January, March calls and reown it, breaking out if you want to do that. That's not an issue either. So 24 beans, we talked about a, a good, this would have been a, good time to maybe put some hedges on or sell it, uh, and then reown it or buy calls breaking out of here like we talked about on the January stuff. Uh, that's up to you. Our hedge line is not very far away, so if it breaks this, obviously we're gonna want to put some, definitely want to put some hedge on that, and get it sold or hedged. And if it breaks lower, then watch what our system says about reowning at certain points. So it's pretty close. So I'd keep an eye out on this stuff if you haven't made any uh, 24 bean sales, because it's really pretty close. So again, uh, don't hesitate to reach out. That's our thoughts for the week. If you have any questions, any one of us are available, and please reach out. As we talked about, if you want to see what we're thinking about how we're managing our system moving forward, please reach out and we can walk through that. And it takes a little bit of time, so make sure you get us appointments set up so we can walk through that with you. As always, there's risk in trading futures and options. Trade in light of your financial conditions. And have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.